I never believed I could be this happy after 10 years of graduation from the university. No man has ever agreed to marry me, not until recently that I discovered the secret code of marriage. I never knew that marriage has a lot of complications that make men flee away from women. Ladies, would you agree with me if I say men are scared of marriage? Men prefer to date you and abandon you than to marry you. It took me 10 years to understand how relationship can be converted to marriage if you know how to play your game well. If you continue listening, I will share with you the secret of winning a man's heart forever to the point that he will be begging for marriage. At first, I thought the reason why men refused to marry was because of my sensitive nature towards marriage. So I stopped being sensitive. But yet, all to no avail. Again, I started thinking maybe it's because I am too demanding or disrespectful, or is it because I get angry most times? So I tried to manage this habit, but still, it was a waste of time. The most annoying part is that men took advantage of my weaknesses and always get away with it. Sometimes, I feel they tell one another about me and use my weaknesses against me. It went down on me when all my friends became married, leaving me alone with the status of being single. I cried all night whenever this thought came to my mind. When it got to a stage, I decided to get over it with a mindset that I will just have a baby and that's all.
This is when the matter became worse than before because all the guys I intend to get pregnant for all turn out to be married men. And for years, I had no experience in dating married men. So this incident made me see another picture of men. At this point, I felt like I have the solution to my problem. And I believe you will agree with me that 99% of men have another lady somewhere else that they meet after you. That is the reason why you will see your boyfriend got married and didn't marry you. I came up with a theory that if I could get a married man's attention to a point whereby I can tell him to divorce his wife and marry me, then I can apply same to a guy that is dating me and cheating so that he will marry me instead of the other lady. I believe many ladies will agree with my theory, but implementing is where the problem lies. I want you to relax and think about what I just said. You will discover that the problem men has is cheating and they never wanted to stop, not until something make them stop. At that point they stop, they will be willing to marry you and carry their responsibilities. Here comes the big question. How do you make them stop? In order to get solution to this problem, I started to interview my married friends without their knowledge. During this interview, I discovered another issue. Some of my friends are happy in their marriage, while some are not happy. Some are facing domestic violence, while some says their husband has changed ever since they got married. Even some said their husband has started cheating, while others refuse to disclose their marital challenges. Seeing all these problems, I realized that the reason why I'm still single is not just because of the other ladies, but there are many other complications attached to it that I still do not understand. Based on that, I stopped dating guys so that people will stop counting how many I have dated. It was when I lost hope that I saw a clear-cut solution. It was just so amazing that all that I was confused about became crystal clear in just few hours of listening. This is how the revolution story started. A lady named Mabel moved to my street and we became friends, hoping she will be facing the same challenges like me because we have the same age and she lived all by herself with no man and no children. I never knew I was too fast judging her to be a victim of relationship issues. Little did I know that she was a prostitute. I confirmed this through our chat with men. The most interesting part is that when I confronted her, she laughed and told me that she never had the intention of getting married right from her younger days. If not, she would have gotten married by now. So she explained how she became heartless towards men. If you continue listening, you will discover the numerous reasons why men always dump you for another lady, as well as several ways to make him focus on you alone.
Mabel narrated how her first love, whom she loved so much, and gave her body left for her friend. Isn't that crazy? She felt badly hurt that she could not manage to see them together. She was forced to leave the city because of them. So Mabel decided to relocate to Warri. It was in Delta State she learned all the skills required to make a man devoted to her alone. This is what she called the secret of undivided attention between lovers. Mabel could now handle a list of relationship issues, ranging from infidelity, sexual differences, values and beliefs, life stages, traumatic situations, stress, boredom, jealousy, communication problems, lack of attention, financial issues, lack of appreciation, technology and social media, trust issues, selfish behavior, anger issue, lying and unrealistic expectations. All those knowledge made her become the dictator in all her relationships. When she told me all this, I was compelled to ask her that since you have known this much about how to handle relationship issues, why then are you still single? This is when she told me about the pain she had left in the heart of many men in Delta State, using this knowledge of managing relationship. Due to this dubious heart she portrayed in Delta State, she couldn't marry any man over there. That is the reason she moved back to Lagos to start a new life. At this point, I laughed at her and I said she would see another version of men now that she never expected. Little did I know that Mabel has all it takes to make it happen within a year without any issue of misunderstanding between couples after marriage. After Mabel got married, she moved to her husband's mansion in Lekki. That was when I finally got the code she used in winning men over. She advised me not to waste time like she did by defrauding lots of men, making her life more complicated to handle. My own love story changed when she handed over to me a book called Marriage Complications You Can Never Imagine. And she was so helpful with explaining some section of the book to me and also made her story a case study. She told me that marriage or relationship should be managed with the mindset of always making intimacy scarce. If you notice, emotional feelings grow in the heart of a man when he wants to get you to bed for the first time. What do I mean? I mean when he wants to have sex with you for the first time. For some few ladies, they fail to build an emotional intimacy before having sex with a man. The act of not building emotional intimacy would end your relationship immediately. Sex. You may be interested in knowing why. This is simply because he would not remember you when he has some personal issues like financial advice, motivational talk, depression, and lots more. Instead, your attention will be needed by him in order to satisfy his sexual urge. The book deals with basic concepts of love, which is the primary tool I used to win over my husband. This concept actually made him propose to me after 2 months of courtship. Since I didn't stop making use of what I learned, till today, I and my husband are just like lovebirds and not just married couples. I would also like to tell you about Love Buster. The chapter of Love Buster is where I found the solution to destructive instincts and habits that hurt spouse. These habits includes selfish demands, disrespectful judgment, anger outbursts, dishonesty, independent behavior, and annoying habits. Just imagine not having any of those issues in a relationship. Then we can say if a man didn't propose to you and marry you subsequently, then he must be in financial crisis. In cases like that, there are proven solutions to financial issues in a relationship or marriage. This book actually made my husband trust me even more than his mother does. There is a paragraph that talks about the parable of the net. From that parable, I learned how to erase any bad or negative point I may have stored in my husband's heart by replacing it with his most important emotional need. You'll be taught how to discover the most important emotional needs of a man. Believe me, if a man is addicted to infidelity, marriage complication will teach you how to make him addicted to sex with you alone instead of other ladies with a proven solution you'll find inside. You may be saying you have tried all this and yet you could not find a man for yourself. Then this book got you covered because it also treats issues like affection, sexual fulfillment, intimate conversation, recreation companionship, honesty and openness, physical attraction, financial support, domestic support, family commitment, and admiration. Honestly, if you digest this book content into your system, the only problem your marriage or relationship may have is gossip, because both of you will become gossip partners. Frankly speaking, that is exactly what I am experiencing right now because my husband always wants to tell me every little nasty and silly thing he comes across. Same goes to me too. The good news for you now is that you don't need to read the book if you want because it now has an audio version. I will urge every woman out there listening to me that you should get this book even if you are married, because you can never tell when that changes you never expected will come. And when you don't have plans, you plan. For you not to plan to fail, contact Mr. Toib on 070-3085-7693 about how to get the book. I had to deal with the author that if I share my experience to other females out there, any female that contacts him after listening to me will have the audio version for free. All you need to do is just send him a message via WhatsApp using Lisa's story as your first message. You will also get a discount of 50% for the book, which means if others are paying 6,000 naira for the book, you'll be getting the book for just 3,000 naira by using Lisa's story as your first message. For me, it took me 10 years to discover this code. I don't know about you, but I would advise you to get a copy and forget about going through emotional pains in your relationship because it's all so much seeing men treat us like fools.